Hi, welcome to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. In this episode, we are going to continue our conversation about how to have the best year ever in 2021. Now, in past episodes, and I definitely would encourage you to go back and we talk about morning rituals and daily game plans and mindset, and you want to make sure you're really locked in on that. What I want to cover today is something that really has a very powerful influence on your level of success, which is your associations. And what I mean by associations is, who you hang with, right? And I know with pandemic and COVID, we not be physically hanging as much as we used to a year ago, but we are still in communication, in contact with people. So remember, there are three types of people, the way I view it. Okay, so in my world, I have those, and we're going to talk about each one. We're going to talk about those who rob you of energy. We're going to talk about those who are neutral, and those who give you energy. Right, so three buckets. Right, we talk like an allocation of human beings. So obviously, the third bucket, the people that give you energy, you want as many of those as possible, right? It's a win-win relationship. You're excited to talk to them. And when I say people, let me be very clear that we're not labeling them. We're not saying, well, these are friends, or these are family, or these are colleagues, or these are coworkers, or these are clients, right? I mean, we're talking about just anybody who's in your sphere, basically, right? We always want to be nurturing, and we always want to be seeking that third bucket, the energy givers, right? The ones that make us feel good. The middle bucket are the neutrals. They don't give, they don't take, they're just there. So it's okay to have them, right? It's not like a negative. However, they're not going to bring anything to the party either, right? They'll be just like a guest at your home. There's the ones you really want there, the ones that you don't mind being there, right? That's like the middle ground in essence, right? So they don't take energy, they don't give you energy. They're kind of neutral, so it's like no harm, no foul. The third bucket, though, let's talk about those people. These are what we like to call the thieves. They rob you of energy. They rob you of time. They suck the life force out of you. Those are the ones, if possible, again, I'm not assuming anything here. Some of them may share your DNA, or you may be associated to them personally, so I understand that. You must be ruthless in eliminating those relationships out of your life if possible. Now, since this whole pandemic piece started, I've always been thinking about this, but last year I really started to look at my associate, and this is where I kind of had this whole thought process, and I started to look at all aspects of my life, my personal friends, my clients, people around me. I especially looked at my social media jam. So I looked at my so-called Facebook friends, LinkedIn, all that. And I know sometimes there's this thought process, well, the more the better, right? The more people you know, right? And the reality is, no, it's not true anymore. Back in the days that I can remember, the days of the calling card and the pager and the payphone, right? The more people you knew was probably okay, because you could never know that many people because there's no social media, right? You could never know of that many people. Well, now, we got people coming out everywhere, all body parts, right? And so that creates a unique set of challenges. So last year, I said, I buy into this, you're the sum of the five people you spend the most time with. Now, my game, I said, well, I've got four family members and a lot of dogs, so we're going to exempt them for a second, right? So they are what they are. But it's okay. How about the other side? Who am I hanging with? Where am I putting my time? Who am I associating with online even? Again, don't get caught up in the, well, I got some people on Facebook and, well, look, they're an association. Every one of your Facebook friends, every one of your LinkedIn people are associations. So last year what I did, and I still do it to this day, by the way, I think it's a never-ending process of asking a question. So what I started to do with my associations, first of all, I put my personal ones into the three categories, right? Give, neutral, take. Thieves, right? That's what I call them. Here are the thieves. And I started to eliminate the personal, the actual physical. I started to eliminate the physical thieves out of my life. Quasi friends, people you may golf with that are just, they are, bad habits. I just started, you know what? I'm not going to do it anymore. Just, they suck the energy out of me. They're negative. They're not going anywhere. And that's okay. That's their game. That's their game. That's their jam. It doesn't mean that's mine. So I started to eliminate those. So I got done with that. I felt pretty good. So, hey, look, I got a lot less people to worry about. And then I went to Facebook. And I started to kind of watch and this is, look, and we're not going to get into politics here. Everybody's got their thing on that, and that's fine. But then I started to say, well, who posts good stuff and who posts stuff that's not so good? And with no filter politically, just, is this positive or is this negative, right? Is this informational or is it stupid, right? And then I put one more question in there. If this Facebook friend was in my, they messaged me, hey, I'm going to be in Melbourne, Florida. Let's go grab a drink. Would I want to go do that? And if my answer was no, they're gone. Like, well, if I don't want to hang with you personally, why should I have a different standard electronically? So why have two standards? Makes no sense. So I started to every day eliminate 5 Facebook people. I asked I said, what do they post? Would I hang with them? And if the answer was yes, no, the yeses stayed, the nos went. And I basically got rid of about half my Facebook tribe. And you know what? I got a lot less noise coming to my world. And it's a lot more positive. It's a lot more nurturing. Also, if they're like a close friend who just happen to be a little bit going through something, I'll just mute them for a while, right? So I'll still stay their buddy, but I'm going to silence them basically, right? And I did a lot of that the last several months. So now that feels good, right? Then I moved to LinkedIn. And I know everybody says, well, LinkedIn, that's business, right? That's fair. But again, ask your questions. This person, what bucket do they post good stuff, okay stuff, or is it negative? Number 2, if they were to message me in LinkedIn, say, hey, I'm coming to Melbourne, let's get together for lunch, would I want to have lunch with that person? Because again, if the answer is no, then why be associated to them? And this is where I think that, and this is the big epiphany that I hope all of you kind of get from this. Don't get caught up in how many, because all you're really doing is saying, I need to be significant because I need a lot of people to like me, right? And that's a very emotionally dangerous game. And a lot of people get caught up in that. And for business, it's a massive distraction. Right? So I want you, so again, we want to make this a little bit, not just informational. I want you to have an action step out of this. So here's what I want to challenge each and every one of you to do. Just like I did. Take inventory of your relationships. Come up with your version of my 3 buckets. Give energy, neutral, thieves. Eliminate the thieves if possible. Do that your personal relationships. Do that with your Facebook relationships. Do that with your LinkedIn relationships. And start clearing because here's what happens when you do this. You get all this mental, I call it RAM, all these mental resources back. You're not focused on you're not, sidetracked with the other stuff. It doesn't, you control your state, your emotional state better. You have more energy. You're able to produce higher level results. And what you want to do, you want to seek out like-minded human beings, whether advisors or not. It's irrelevant. You want to have good. You want to seek out and develop relationships with people who bring energy. Now, that also means that you must bring energy to them. So this is not about, well, I'm going to be like a sponge and I'm going to go find somebody who's got a lot of water and I'm going to suck it up. It's a one-way relationship. Those do not last. You must commit to bring energy to them. Then you have a win-win symbiotic relationship. You read any book on success, watch any person on YouTube on success, podcasts on success, they will always talk about associations. They will always talk about masterminds. They will always talk about being in the right tribe because it's critically important. So that's my challenge for you. So we're going to keep this episode a little short, but that's my challenge for you. It's clear the deck. If you want to build a magnificent garden, you must pull out your weeds. You cannot plant the garden through the weeds. The weeds will take over your garden. So go ahead and do some destruction. Do some demo. It will be a little uncomfortable initially, but once you start doing it, you'll understand the value of it. And that's what I want you. That's what I want for you. Okay? So, if any of this made sense, and you're willing to step in and do the work, right? Go take care of your thieves. And if you are looking for a replacement of positive, like-minded men or women, I invite you personally, when it says nomination, put my name in there. Come step into Magellan Network, our tribe. Use me as your nominating person. And let's see if our association would add value to your world. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching this episode of the Magellan Network Show. So there you have it. If you really enjoyed watching this episode, go ahead and subscribe to the Magellan Network Show with Coach Joe here on YouTube. And remember, I'm always here to help you become a better entrepreneur, business owner, and financial advisor. With that, I'll see you next time on the Magellan Network Show with me, Coach Joe. Take care and goodbye.